Welcome. You're watching the Thrift Store Rundown, where we bring Hollywood home on a budget. Now that most of us are making plans to get back outdoors with the weather warming up and all the vaccinations coming every which way, gardeners, I think it's time we grew a pair. And another pair. And another pair. And another pair. And another pair. So that we can cultivate enough homegrown produce and enough bragging rights to make any of the recipes featured in P. Allen Smith's first and, so far, only cookbook. Seasonal recipes from the garden, a Clarkson Potter publication, purchased off of Amazon for a total of $8.72. That would be $4.19 for the item itself, $3.99 shipping and handling, and 54 cents sales tax. This is actually P. Allen Smith's second appearance on TSR. You'll recall I reviewed his garden home book, which was a thrift store purchase around prom season. But that was last year, and of course, there would be no such thing as a in-person prom last year. Other than that, let's take a look at these recipes in here. Retail price, $32.50 in the US, $37.50 in Canada. The recipes in here cover all 4 seasons. With beverages, breakfasts, lunch, dinners, and desserts, plenty of snacks along the way, and even a how-to guide at the end of this book, which gives you advice on growing the best varieties of produce, fruits and vegetables, and even herbs. We're actually going to go one recipe per each category: beverage, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert. So we're going to highlight 5 recipes in here. And we start with the strawberry lemonade for spring. Everyone seems to love strawberries. In fact, I've never met anyone who passes them up. Have you met me before? I haven't tried a strawberry ever. Although I have tried strawberry Capri Suns, but yet that doesn't count, does it? Oh well. This would be a lovely introduction to the wonderful world of strawberries. Keyword being wonderful. If you're like P. Allen Smith, I'll talk about the overuses of that word a bit later on. We have here an alternative breakfast to start your day. Once again in spring, poached egg and spinach salad, which serves about 6. Why for breakfast? Well, you got an egg here that's been poached, and you bust that yolk, and that molten yolk just runs all over your spinach salad, and it's one of the most delicious ways to start your day. Hopefully, if you'll take my alternative suggestion. That will serve 6. From here on out, we're going to be highlighting the rest of the recipes, 1 recipe per season. So 1 for summer, 1 for fall, 1 for winter. So for lunch, we have savory grit cakes with oven-smoked tomatoes, which serves 12. I recommend you choose the recipes that serve 10 or less because, again, at this moment, we still have to be careful about how many people come to our little garden party. This is a photo of the grit cakes. The word grits is a derivative of the Old English word gritter, which means a coarse meal of any kind. True to their name, grits are made from corn that has been ground to just side the consistency of meal. It has been a staple of the Southern diet for more than 200 years. This and many other historical tidbits about our homegrown produce and plenty of other foods can be found in this book as well. For dinner in the fall, I recommend either the citrus glazed turkey breast or the blackberry pork chops. One or the other. Confession, I actually selected the recipes from the dust jacket here. At least the front of the dust jacket anyway. So let's choose the citrus glazed turkey breast. Even though there's no photograph for either recipe? Yeah, either recipe. One photography there is of the food by Ben Fink is definitely delicious quality. Finally, citrus honey cheesecake with hazelnut crust. I think a cheesecake is one of those desserts served only on very special occasions, this one being designated for a winter special occasion. It has always been my youngest brother Chris's favorite. For him, the crust is as important as the cake itself, and it's the crust in this recipe that makes this cheesecake so exceptional. It is made with hazelnuts, and although they might be a bit of a challenge to find, I encourage you not to mess around with substitutes. He does provide plenty of substitutes throughout some of the recipes in this book, but for this one, well, because the cheesecake is so exceptional with no substitutes, this will be the lone exception. This serves 8. Now, back to my pet peeve with a particular overusage of a certain vernacular. In this case, that would be the word wonderful. Can we please broaden our usage of positive adjectives? By the way, don't get me started on the word amazing and the overusage of that word, even for something that's not the least bit amazing. I know. Call me a vernacular Nazi. If there are grammar Nazis out there, and they do exist, just call me a vernacular Nazi. But it is a pet peeve of mine, the overusage of the word wonderful in the case of this book. Therefore, it is a penalizable offense. And the penalty here will be a half-clap deduction. But other than that, I think you'll have plenty of motivation after reading this to grow a pair and grow your own. Many people don't actually want to grow their own because they don't have enough space, they don't have enough time, they don't have enough money, or the weather is bad. Okay, well, bad weather notwithstanding, really there's no excuse. Gardening is a really fun activity, and you can even get the kids involved. By the way, these are old black and white family photos of the Smith family, generations past, growing their own. We have some praise in the back of this book from Molly O'Neill, Martha Hall Foose, and Matt and Ken Lee. This retails, again, $32.50 in US, $37.50 in Canada. And will be given 4.5 out of 5 claps. Still, if the Garden of Eden is considered the most sacred garden in all of mankind, for those gardeners out there who grow their own so that they can take care of their own better in the kitchen and around the dinner table, indoors or outdoors, I think they'll consider the Garden of Ellen to be, at the least, second most sacred. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the thrift side, and that is literally one to grow on.